Is there any news of Sybil?
She's still not coming. She insists they can't afford it.
Can we move forward? If I could just ask you to come up the aisle again.
That means me.
Is there really no way we can get Sybil to come over? This all seems rather ridiculous.
On the contrary, it's a relief. Branson is still an object of fascination for the county. We'll ask him here when we can prepare the servants and manage it gently.
He's making a problem where none exists. No one could care less were Branson at the wedding or not.
You must think country life more exciting than it is, if you imagine people will not care when the Earl's daughter runs off with a chauffeur.
Well, the fact remains she has run off with the chauffeur and they'll have to get used to it.
Are we ready?
So, Mrs. Hughes and Anna are getting the place ready to rent.
That is the plan.
I'm surprised Anna held on to that house. I thought they confiscated the profits of murder.
Well, Mr. Bates had the wisdom to transfer it to Anna before the trial.
I don't think I'd have allowed it, Mr. Carson.
Well, then we must all be grateful you were not the presiding judge.
Oh, I still think it's funny, given that he's a convicted murderer.
May I remind you, Mr. Barrow, that in this house, Mr. Bates is a wronged man seeking justice. If you have any problem with that definition, I suggest you go eat in the yard.
I suppose you agree with Robert.
Well, not for the first time, you suppose wrongly. The family should never be a topic of conversation.
I'm afraid Sybil has made the Crawleys a permanent topic.
All the more reason. If we can show the county that he can behave normally, they'll soon lose interest in him. And I shall ensure he shall behave normally, for I will hold his hand on the radiator until he does.
Well, I don't know this young man, aside from good morning or good night. But I think he strikes me as a very interesting addition to the family.
Here we go.
I think I'll send them the money.
Oh, please don't. Robert's expressly forbidden it. He'd be furious.
How is London?
Well, we got it all done anyway, but I wouldn't have managed without my helper.
Have you eaten?
We had a bite on the train.
Well, sit down anyway and have a cup of tea.
I'll start on the lists for the wedding tomorrow morning.
I've got the last of the wine deliveries coming next Tuesday morning.
Well, what's the matter with you?
I'm fed up. She promised me a promotion. She said she'd get a new kitchen maid and I'd be Mrs. Patmore's assistant.
Well, if they really promised it, maybe you should withdraw your services.
What do you mean, like go on strike?
Don't say I put you up to it.
What did Sybil say? Just that she's coming after all. She'll be here on Wednesday, in time for dinner.
Is she coming alone?
Don't make trouble, Mother.
When is Grandmama arriving?
She gets into Liverpool on the 15th, so she'll be here the day before the wedding.
I am so looking forward to meeting your mother again. When I'm with her, I'm reminded of the virtues of the English.
But isn't she American?
Exactly.
Are you all set for the wedding? Of course he is. Carson's motto is, be prepared.
Dears Papa, tell me, was it you that sent the money? Please say it was.
What money?
Hello, Tom. Welcome to Downton.
I hope I am welcome, your ladyship.
Of course. Barrow, did you take the luggage from Mr. Branson?
There's tea in the library.
Is it an Irish tradition?
What? She means not changing.
Of course it isn't, Granny.
It might have been. One doesn't change on the first night of a voyage.
I don't own a set of tails. Or a dinner jacket either. I'd get no use out of them. Well, I hope you have a morning coat, seeing you're here for a wedding. No, I'm afraid I don't.
We live a completely different kind of life, Papa.
Obviously.
You should get a Downton wardrobe and leave it here. That way you won't have to pack when you come.
What a good idea.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't turn into somebody else just to please you.
Why should you change just to please us?
I thought them very down on him.
And wasn't he down on them? Insulting our country, insulting our king. I thought it was a miracle his lordship held his temper.
But it must be hard, Mr. Carson, to sit up there with people he used to drive around.
It is hard, Mrs. Hughes. Please, sit down.
Is there something we can do, sir?
No, I just called down to say hello. I wouldn't want you to think I'm too big for my boots.
That's nice.
I hope you and Lady Sybil are well.
We are, thank you. And we've been following the story of Mr. Bates. Mary keeps us informed. Still, I mustn't interrupt.
Thank you for coming down.
He's settled into his new life.
Mary keeps us informed.
Well, he knows her now.
What's that got to do with it? His lordship would never call her Mary when he's speaking to me. Never! If he wants to play their game, he'd better learn their rules.
Go to bed when you've done.
I'll go to bed when I'm ready.
Have you swapped places with your evil twin?
I'd like to know where the new kitchen maid is. That's what you promised.
I spoke to Mr. Carson last night, and they're taking nobody new on at the moment. You are my new assistant, and you're getting 7 shillings extra a month.
You've still kept me here with a dishonest representation.
Have you swallowed a dictionary or what?
Why were you so heavily invested in just one enterprise? Wasn't it foolish? Has some of my fortune been lost?
Some. All. Or almost all.
Oh, my dear. How terrible for you.
It's not so good for you.
Oh, never mind me. I'm an American, have gone well travel.
Thank God for you. Anyway.
You know what? I'm glad we have a wedding to celebrate. Let's make sure it's a great day. And if it's to be our last, let's make it a wonderful last and enjoy our lovely home and the lovely people we've shared our lives with.
Yes.
I do not believe that when Vera decided to kill herself, she never mentioned it to another living soul.
I know she left no note. I wish to God she did. But why are you sure it was suicide and not murder?
Well, I know you didn't kill her, but what's the alternative? A thief broke in, cooked an arsenic pie and forced her to eat it. It's not a very likely scenario.
I can see why they convicted me.
I'm going to write to everyone in the book in case she said or please God wrote something that would suggest her desire to die.
But how long will that take?
Why? Are you going somewhere?
I've known Sybil all my life, so you can imagine how curious I was when I heard you'd be here tonight. I never dreamed I'd meet you in person.
As opposed to what? In spirit?
What Mrs. White means is that to us, in marrying you, it seemed that poor Sybil had left Downton Abbey forever, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Did you lose your suitcase on the way over? How maddening for you.
My suitcase arrived perfectly well, thank you. Along with my manners.
He's dressed as the man from the Prudential, I see.
Yes, it's nice to see someone from the real world, isn't it?
Hello, Mama. Can I tempt you to one of these new cocktails?
Oh, no, I don't think so. They look far too exciting for so early in the evening. Don't you think so, Carson?
Oh, better avoid it, milady.
Oh, really? But they look so tempting.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, can we please all take our seats? The choir are about to commence.
How wonderful to provide such rustic entertainment.
Oh, I've heard they're really quite good. Well, for a provincial choir.
Are you going up to the house to welcome the Queen of Sheba?
Oh, I think so. Are you?
No. I shall pay homage at dinner.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Crawley. I didn't realise your company. Did you want me to call on you?
Yes. We've asked Smithers to look out Matthew's own morning coat. We're confident she can make it fit.
That's very kind, ladies, but you see, I don't approve of these costumes. I see them as the uniform of oppression, and I should be very uncomfortable wearing them.
Are you quite finished?
I have.
Good. Smithers, help him take off his jacket.
Yes, your ladyship.
He has no say in it.
No, and neither do you.
Thank you, sir. If you'd just like to change back into your own jacket again. That should be just fine, your ladyship. I can easily get the necessary alterations done.
Come war and peace, Downton still stands, and the Crawleys are still in it. Cora!
Mother. How lovely to see you.
As long as it is. Robert, aren't you going to kiss me?
With the greatest enthusiasm.
Carson and Mrs. Hughes, the world has moved on since last we met.
And we have moved on with it, madam.
Really? It seems so strange to think of the English embracing change. Mrs. Hughes, this is my maid, Reed. Sybil, I'm surprised to see you here. Edith, still no one special? Never mind. Mary, dearest Mary. Now, you tell me all your wedding plans, and I'll see what I can do to improve them.
What's the matter with you?
Mrs. Patmore knows.
Should I tell you Miss Levinson's requirements during her stay?
No, tell her.
Yes, Miss Reed, how can I help?
Well, to start with, she drinks only goat's milk in the mornings.
Goat's milk? Fancy that.
She drinks only boiled water.
Really?
In England, that is.
Shouldn't Daisy be doing this?
No fats, no crab, and nothing from the Marrow family.
I was so worried I was going to be late.
Violet!
Oh dear. I'm afraid the war has made old women of us both. Oh, I don't think so. But then I have always stayed out of the sun.
Has Matthew gone home to change?
No, we shan't see him tonight. The bride never sees the groom the night before the wedding.
Nothing ever alters for you people, does it? Revolutions erupt and monarchies crash to the ground, and still the groom cannot see the bride before the wedding.
Ah, there you are. I see you've met Grandmama.
Oh, heavens, she's like a homing pigeon. She finds our soft underbelly every time. Dreadful woman.
No, Sybil, it wasn't me who sent the money for you and Tom to come over.
I wish it had been you, Papa, but I don't mind. I thank them, whoever they are.
Well, I'm very glad you're here, but it wasn't me either, I'm sad to say.
Well, I love a mystery. Who could it be?
My money's on cousin Isabel. She always loves to stick her oar in.
I'm going to ask her.
Oh, for heaven's sake. It was me.
You? But it wasn't your writing.
No. Smithers did it. Like all good ladies' maids, she lives for intrigue.
You wanted me to come here?
I wanted Sybil and her husband to be here for Mary's wedding, yes.
But why keep that secret?
I'm very touched.
I think we should go.
What about Anna? How are you getting to the church?
They're waiting for me in the wagonette. I'll see you there.
Mine was a wild runaway wedding, and yours is the one that everybody wanted. But what's so thrilling is it's every bit as romantic.
Thank you for always being so sweet.
Love and position in one handsome package. Who could ask for more?
Never mind, Edith. Well, very, very good luck, my beautiful daughter.
We're just leaving now, my lord, as soon as we've got Anna.
Here comes the bride.
Will I do, Carson?
Very nicely, my lady.